All right. Idioms. You want to sound like a natural English speaker, right?
Well, we're going to take a deep dive into the fascinating world of English idioms.
Yeah.
We've got a popular YouTube video here geared toward English learners, and it's our guide for this deep dive.
Okay.
And trust me, even if you consider yourself fluent, there are some real gems in here that might surprise you.
I bet.
We're talking about those colorful expressions that can really make your English pop.
Yeah.
Like, spill the beans, or saying something is a piece of cake. Ready? Let's go.
It's really amazing how idioms can add so much color and personality to language.
Right.
They go beyond the literal meaning of words, and they tap into like a shared cultural understanding.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so this video kicks off with everyday idioms, the kind you hear in casual conversations.
Yeah.
Let's start with break the ice. I mean, it's such a common phrase.
Right.
But have you ever thought about why we use it?
Well, what's fascinating about break the ice is that it highlights that awkwardness.
That we often feel at the start of social interactions.
Oh, totally.
It's like, imagine a frozen lake.
Okay.
Solid, impenetrable, right.
Yeah.
Breaking the ice is about creating a cracksle-pry.
Yeah.
An opening.
Yeah.
For connection.
That's a really cool way to think about it. It's like that initial hesitation we feel when meeting someone new and breaking the ice. Is that way to find a way to connect, to get the conversation going?
Exactly. It could be a simple question, a joke, a shared observation, anything that helps to just ease that tension and create a more relaxed atmosphere.
Yeah, I like that.
So the video gives a great example. The host told a joke to break the ice at the party. And that instantly makes everyone feel more comfortable.
Totally. And then there's spill the beans.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like this one is all about the element of surprise, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Spill the beans implies that there's a secret.
Yeah.
Something juicy and exciting that someone is about to let slip. It's often used playfully, like, come on, spill the beans. What's the big news?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's funny how it conjures up that image of beans scattering everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you just can't contain them once they're out.
That's a great visual, right?
Yeah.
And the video reminds us that this idiom,
yeah,
it's usually used in lighthearted situations.
Okay.
Where the secret's reveal isn't really a big deal.
Right.
It's more about the anticipation.
Yeah.
And the playful exchange.
Playful exchange, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now, under the weather always sounded so poetic to me. It's like you're describing a gloomy day, not your own health.
Right. Well, it's a great example of how idioms use metaphors to convey meaning.
Yeah.
So instead of bluntly saying, I'm sick, under the weather, uses that imagery of weather to suggest a feeling of being down or unwell.
Okay.
It softens the blow.
It does.
And adds a touch of subtlety to the conversation.
So it's like saying you're feeling a bit gray and drizzly.
Yes.
Instead of being outright stormy.
Precisely. And it's interesting how different cultures have different ways of expressing illness.
Right.
In some languages, you might say you're feeling weak or tired.
Right.
But under the weather.
Yeah.
That adds that unique English flavor.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now for one of my personal favorites, piece of cake. This one always makes me smile, even though it's not actually about cake.
I know.
Which is slightly disappointing.
Right.
But what piece of cake does brilliantly is it conveys that sense of ease and confidence. Mm-hmm. It's like saying, this task is so simple, it's like enjoying a delicious slice of cake.
Yeah.
The video gives a good example. The test was a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Which instantly tells you that they found it effortless.
Easy peasy.
Right. It's almost like you're saying the task is so enjoyable. It's a treat.
Exactly.
Not a dreaded chore.
Yeah.
Finally, we have hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
Which to me is all about precision.
Yes.
And accuracy.
It's a great way to acknowledge someone's sharp thinking or insightful observation.
Like, imagine you're in a meeting and someone makes a point that perfectly captures the essence of the issue at hand. Mm-hmm. You could say, you hit the nail on the head.
Yes.
To express your agreement.
Right.
And admiration for their clarity.
It's like you're saying they struck the target perfectly.
Yeah.
With no room for error.
Exactly.
Yeah, no room for misinterpretation.
Right.
Powerful way to validate someone's contribution.
Totally.
And highlight their understanding.
Okay, so we've covered some common everyday idioms.
Right.
Now this video takes us into the professional realm.
Okay.
With idioms that you might hear in a work setting.
Yeah.
I have a feeling these will be especially useful for anyone navigating the corporate world.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
These idioms can add a touch of sophistication and fluency to your professional communication.
Right.
They allow you to express complex ideas concisely and build rapport with colleagues.
I like it.
Let's start with burning the midnight oil. I'm sure we can all relate to this one.
Oh, absolutely. Those late nights trying to meet a deadline, we've all been there.
Burning the midnight oil paints such a vivid picture, doesn't it?
It does.
Evokes that image of someone working late into the night, fueled by coffee and determination.
The coffee is key.
It's a much more evocative way of saying you worked late.
Right.
Than simply saying, I stayed in the office until midnight.
Yeah, much more interesting.
Right. And it has that slightly romantic feel to it.
It does.
Like you're sacrificing sleep for the pursuit of something important.
I like that.
Yeah, it's just dedication and a strong work ethic.
For sure.
The video gives the example, I was burning the midnight oil to get this presentation ready.
Yeah.
Which instantly conveys that sense of commitment and effort.
All right, next up we have a blessing in disguise, which is all about finding the silver lining in challenging situations. I think this one is so important for maintaining a positive outlook, especially in a high-pressure work environment.
It's a powerful reminder that setbacks can often lead to unexpected opportunities.
That's true.
A blessing in disguise suggests that what initially appears negative might actually have positive consequences in the long run.
Right.
The video shares the example.
Yeah.
Losing that job was a blessing in disguise. I found a much better one.
Ooh, I like that.
Right.
It's about reframing those difficult experiences and seeing them as potential catalysts for growth.
Absolutely.
It's like saying, okay, this didn't go as planned, but maybe it's redirecting me to something even better.
Exactly. It's about embracing the unknown.
Yeah.
And trusting that things often work out for the best. Yeah. Even when it doesn't seem like it at the time.
You got to trust the process.
You do.
Now, the ball is in your court is a classic idiom for teamwork and decision-making.
Oh, for sure.
It's a really concise way to delegate responsibility without sounding bossy, right?
Absolutely. The ball's in your court clearly indicates a sheet and responsibility.
Okay.
It signifies that you've done your part. Right. And it's now up to someone else to take action.
Yeah.
Or make a decision.
So the video gives a clear example. I've given you all the information. Now the ball is in your court to make a decision.
Perfect.
It's like you're passing the baton in a relay race.
Yes.
You know, acknowledging that the next leg of the journey is in their hands.
Exactly. It empowers the other person to take ownership of the situation and move things forward.
Okay, next we have cutting corners, which, let's be honest, is something we all know we shouldn't do.
Yeah.
But might be tempted to do at times.
It's that classic dilemma of cutting corners implies taking shortcuts or compromising on quality to save time or effort.
Okay.
However, the video emphasizes that this often leads to negative consequences in the long run.
Oh, yeah.
Their example is quite stark. They cut corners on the safety inspection, and it led to a serious accident.
Wow. Yeah, so it really highlights the importance of integrity and attention to detail, especially in a professional context where mistakes can have far-reaching implications.
Exactly. Cutting corners might seem tempting in the moment.
Right.
But it can ultimately damage your reputation.
Sure.
And erode trust.
Big time. Okay, and finally we have throw in the towel, which to me has a sense of finality.
Yeah.
Like admitting defeat.
You're right. Throw in the towel signifies giving up or surrendering after a prolonged effort.
Okay.
It evokes that image of a boxer throwing their towel into the ring.
Yeah.
Signaling their inability to continue fighting.
Wow, yeah.
It's a powerful idiom to use when describing a situation where further effort just seems futile.
Yeah, the video suggests using this idiom when you've exhausted all other options and have come to terms with the fact that it's time to move on.
Exactly. It's about acknowledging the reality of the situation.
Okay.
And making a conscious decision to stop fighting a losing battle.
Right.
Sometimes throwing in the towel can be the smartest move.
Yeah.
Freeing up energy and resources for more fruitful endeavors.
I like that.
Yeah.
So we've explored idioms used in both everyday conversations and professional settings.
Right.
Now the video takes us to the next level.
Ooh.
Advanced idioms.
Okay.
These are the expressions that really showcase a mastery of the English language.
These idioms demonstrate a deep understanding of the language's figurative aspects.
Right.
And cultural nuances.
Yeah.
They allow you to express yourself with greater precision.
Okay.
And sophistication.
Yeah.
Let's start with bite the bullet, which, despite its somewhat violent imagery, is actually about facing challenges head on.
It's interesting how this idiom uses such a strong image to convey the idea of confronting something unpleasant, like you're bracing yourself for impact.
Exactly. Bite the bullet implies facing a difficult or unpleasant task with courage and determination, even if you'd rather avoid it.
Of course.
The video uses the classic example of going to the dentist.
Okay.
Didn't want to go to the dentist, but I had to bite the bullet.
We've all been there.
Right. Sometimes you just have to grit your teeth and get it over with.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's about accepting the inevitable and taking action, even if it's uncomfortable.
Right.
On the same page is another essential idiom, especially when you're talking about teamwork and communication.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like this one's all about alignment and shared understanding.
Absolutely. On the same page means being in agreement with someone.
Yeah.
Having that shared understanding of a situation, a plan, or goal.
The video highlights the importance of ensuring that everyone is on the same page before starting a project to avoid any confusion or conflict later on.
Yeah, it's like making sure everyone is reading from the same script, so to speak, so that the performance runs smoothly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about establishing that shared vision.
Right.
And working collaboratively toward a common goal.
Okay, now let the cat out of the bag.
Oh.
That sounds like a playful idiom.
It does.
But it can also have some unintended consequences, right?
For let the cat out of the bag means to accidentally reveal a secret.
Yeah.
It's often used in situations where the secret's reveal is unintentional.
Right.
And perhaps even humorous.
Oh, okay.
The video gives the example of someone accidentally mentioning a surprise party.
Oh, no.
To the person being surprised.
Oops. It's like that moment of realization when you know you've said something you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And now the secret's out in the open.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The cat is out of the bag and there's no putting it back in.
Nope. Okay, it's not. Rocket science is one of those idioms I find myself using all the time.
Right.
Probably because I'm not very good at rocket science.
It was a classic way to emphasize that something is not complicated.
Right.
Or difficult to understand.
Yeah.
It's a way of demystifying a concept and making it seem more approachable.
Yeah, I like that.
The video gives the example of learning to ride a bike. Learning to ride a bike is not rocket science. It just takes practice.
That's true. It's like saying, hey, this is actually pretty straightforward. Don't overthink it.
Exactly. It's about simplifying things.
Yeah.
And encouraging people to not be intimidated by something that might seem complex at first glance.
Right. And finally, we have go the extra mile, which is all about exceeding expectations.
Yes.
And putting in that extra effort. I think this one is especially relevant in today's competitive world where standing out from the crowd is so important.
Go the extra mile signifies going above and beyond what's required to achieve something or help someone.
It demonstrates a strong work ethic dedication and a willingness to exceed expectations.
For sure.
The video gives the example of a customer service representative who stays late to resolve a client's issue.
Right.
It's that level of commitment that really makes an impact.
Exactly. It's about going that extra step to ensure customer satisfaction, deliver exceptional results, or simply make someone's day.
Right.
You know?
Wow. This video has been packed with so many great idioms.
I know, right?
It's like we've unlocked a treasure chest of expressions that can make anyone sound more fluent and confident in English.
But remember, the key is to use them thoughtfully and appropriately.
Right.
The video makes a good point about avoiding overusing idioms.
Right. It's like adding spices to a dish.
Okay.
A little goes a long way.
Exactly.
Too much can be overwhelming.
The goal is to enhance your communication.
Right.
Not to sound like you're trying too hard to impress.
And it warns against some common mistakes like mixing idioms.
Oh, yeah.
Or using them in the wrong context.
Like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole.
Imagine saying something like, let's hit the beans and get this meeting started.
Or I was feeling under the cake after that long flight.
Wow, right. Those just don't work. It's important to understand the nuances of each idiom and use them with precision.
Yeah. Practice makes perfect.
It does.
The more you use these idioms in your daily conversations and writing, the more natural they will become.
Absolutely. So there you have it, a deep dive into the vibrant world of English idioms.
We went from everyday expressions to those sophisticated phrases that demonstrate a true mastery of the language.
Remember, idioms are more than just words.
They are.
They're glimpses into culture history and the art of communication.
Embrace their nuances.
Yes.
Use them wisely, and most importantly, have fun with them.
Happy learning.